Once upon a time, in the peaceful village of Sundarpur, lived a wise old farmer named Raghav. He was known for his honesty, kindness, and wisdom. Raghav owned a small piece of fertile land, where he grew crops with love and dedication. He was content with what he had, and always helped the needy villagers in times of trouble. In the same village, there was a greedy merchant named Bhaskar. He was wealthy, but never satisfied with what he had. Bhaskar always sought ways to increase his wealth, even if it meant deceiving others. He was notorious for tricking villagers into selling their produce at low prices and then reselling it at much higher rates. One year, the village suffered a severe drought. Crops withered and food became scarce. Raghav, being a hardworking man, had stored enough grain to feed his family and share with the needy. However, Bhaskar saw this crisis as an opportunity to exploit the villagers. Bhaskar approached Raghav one evening, pretending to be concerned about the village. Raghav, you are wise and kind-hearted. The village is suffering, and we must do something. If you sell me your stored grain, I can distribute it fairly among the villagers, he said with a fake smile. Raghav, aware of Bhaskar's cunning nature, replied, I will sell the grain, but only at a fair price, and I want to ensure that it reaches the needy. Bhaskar hesitated but agreed, thinking he could manipulate the situation later. He bought the grain at a reasonable price and promised to distribute it. However, instead of helping the villagers, he hoarded the grain in his warehouse and started selling it at an exorbitant price. As days passed, the villagers grew desperate. They pleaded with Bhaskar, but he remained firm, saying, if you want food, you must pay the price. Many villagers were forced to sell their valuables to buy food. Raghav, deeply hurt by Bhaskar's actions, decided to teach him a lesson. He gathered the villagers and said, we have survived tough times before, and we will do it again. Let us help each other rather than relying on a greedy merchant. With his guidance, the villagers started looking for wild fruits, shared whatever little they had, and supported each other. They even learned to dig wells and fetch water from nearby sources to grow some crops. Their unity and determination gave them strength. Seeing this, Bhaskar grew worried. His grain remained unsold as people found alternative ways to survive. Soon he realized that his greed had led to his downfall. No one respected him anymore, and he was left with a warehouse full of grain that was beginning to rot. One day, Bhaskar, now desperate, went to Raghav and begged for forgiveness. I was blinded by greed. Please help me undo my mistake, he pleaded. Raghav smiled and said, it is never too late to change. Distribute the grain freely to those in need, and rebuild the trust of the villagers. Bhaskar, realizing the true value of kindness and honesty, did as Raghav suggested. He distributed the grain without charging a single penny. Over time, he changed his ways and started helping the villagers instead of exploiting them. The village prospered once again, and Bhaskar became a better man. He learned that true wealth lies not in gold or grain, but in the trust and love of people. Greed leads to downfall, but honesty, kindness, and unity can overcome any hardship.